majority of Jews, but during the last 100 years, more and more Jews have come to the land, and most of the Palestinians have become refugees. Where are most of the Palestinians living today? In Jordan, the largest number, many in Lebanon and in Syria, and a few in Italy and Germany and various places. Just to review the basic facts, in 1947, the United Nations decided to partition the land. And they said there should be a Jewish state and a Palestinian state. Now, in 1947, there were 1,200,000 Palestinians and 600,000 Jews. Okay? So there were 2 Palestinians for every Jew. But there was an expectation that more Jews would be coming from Europe after the Holocaust, and so the United Nations decided to divide the land more or less equally between Jews and Palestinians. But at the end, a war broke out, the War of 1948, and in 1949, when there was an armistice agreement, at that point, Israel had captured much of the land that was supposed to be Palestinian in the West Bank, and there should have been 900,000 Palestinians in the land that Israel now occupied, but almost all of them became refugees. Only 160,000 remained. So 740,000 Palestinians were refugees either in the West Bank or in Gaza or in Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, etc. Of these original 600,000 Jews living in the Jewish part, which became the State of Israel, now we have more than 6 million Jews living here, and also about 2 million Palestinians living in the State of Israel. Right, so the State of Israel is about 8 million people, 6 million Jews, and about a little less than 2 million Palestinians. But Israel occupies the West Bank, and it has a siege on Gaza, and in the West Bank and Gaza together, there must be about 4 million Palestinians. So basically, we're talking about an equal number of Jews and Palestinians in Palestine, but Israel controls 78%, or 79% officially it controls, and in the area that the Palestinians control, which is Gaza and the West Bank, Israel also has many settlements, and so from a practical point of view, the Palestinians control very little, but when people talk about what the future will be, will there be a Palestinian state? What will the borders be? The question is, right now, will all of the West Bank and Gaza be in this Palestinian state, or will Israel hold on to some of the areas in the West Bank because it has settlements there, and either give Palestinians some land in Israel in exchange, or not give? All this isn't clear. But the situation of the Bedouin here, we're visiting right now, is extremely tight, because Israel says we're not going to let go of this area at all, and we're building more and more settlements here. The biggest one is Ma'ale Adumim, which is back that way. When I got on the bus with Robert, we were right underneath a very large settlement called Ma'ale Adumim, and there's another settlement up here. And the people up there are saying, these people here shouldn't be here because we want to expand our settlement, make it bigger, and take over this land. Now, the funny thing, not funny, the very sad thing is, people here, the tribe is called Jahalin. People here are not originally from here. Originally they are from the Negev, from the southern part of Israel, and they became refugees after the War of 1948. They became refugees and they came up to this area, Then Israel captured the land in 1967 after the war, called the Six-Day War. And once again, they're being forced off their land because the settlements are growing, and it's affecting very much their life. You saw outside the sheep, the goats. That's what Bedouin used to be. They used to be shepherds, but now it's very difficult for them to be shepherds because so much of their land is taken over right now by settlements, and so it's hard for them to make a living with the sheep and the goats. Most of the Bedouin right now are working in the settlements, building the houses for the Israelis, cleaning the houses for Israelis, watching over the houses for Israelis, and they come back here and live in much more difficult conditions with a wall that doesn't meet the roof. So as uncomfortable as we are right now, at least we're dry right now, but in very bad weather, the roof will fly off. I've seen it happen here many times here, and the water can come in if it's, if it's a lot of rain. So life here is quite difficult. I had the good luck about almost 20 years ago of being in close touch with people who were working for human rights, who heard that the Bedouin in this area were going to be pushed off in order to build more settlements, and we were in solidarity with some of the Bedouin here, and we became close, and for the last almost 20 years we've had a relationship. And one of the nicer things that I can say in my life here is that I've met many volunteers from Italy, from Spain, from the United States, who have come and been in solidarity, tried to help. And one of the things that we've accomplished is that there are now 3 schools where the Bedouin children study, which did not exist before. Before, when a family really wanted their kids to study, they would have to send them all the way down to Jericho, where you were before when you walked, right? That's a long way to go. Or send them closer to Jerusalem. In either case, it cost a lot of money to send them there, transportation, and it was dangerous. مرحبا. كيف حالك؟
كيف حالك؟
الحمد لله.
كيف صحتك؟
كويس. خميس بيجي؟ ها؟ حكيت معه.
حكيت معه؟
No, it's Wembley. So it was very difficult for the children here to go to school, and the families all said here that's the most important thing. We realized that the future for the kids here is to have an education, and with the help of some foreign agencies, 3 schools have been built. One of them with the help of the German government up on the hill. Some French helped build another one a few hills over. And over here, the school was built with the help of a group from Italy called Vento di Terra.
Vento di Terra.
Vento di Terra. Have you heard of them?
Certo, sì.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So with any luck, we'll open up the school and you can see it. Look at it.
في رام الله هو
ما بيجي.
تاريخ زمان تاريخ زمان
حكيت معه. אתה יכול לפתוח את הבית ספר?
כן.
תגלש עכשיו?
עוד מעט, דברתם.